There's so many people in the Labour Party who absolutely despise Starmer. And I don't just mean because he's useless and incompetent. I think if Rayner stands, everyone else will melt away and they'll just impose Rayner. He's blown it. He's done. I don't think he can ever even stand now. I don't think that the party, the Parliamentary Labour Party, would allow Burnham to even stand.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Nick Talks. This episode's returning, an always amazing guest is that Foxy character from the Silver Fox Hot Takes. How you doing, Foxy?
Hi, Nick. Yep, I'm doing ever so well. Since we last talked, I think I mentioned that to you off camera, as it were, that I've had a bit of good news with regards to the court case, or two bits of good news. One, they've dropped me from bail, so I'm no longer bailed. I'm still under investigation, but it's called released from bail under investigation. But my brief says the reason they haven't bailed is because they'd have to go to a magistrate's court. They have to present evidence to substantiate the bail. And he says the chances are they don't have any. So that's pretty good news. And then earlier this week, there was the tribunal that confirmed that insulting Islam, if it's a deeply held religious, not religious belief, philosophical belief, is perfectly legal.
Yep, I saw.
Section 10, Part 2 of the 2010 Equalities Act. Well, that's me off the hook, mate. So, yeah, champagne doubles and trebles all round.
Great. And for people who don't know what we're talking about 4 months ago, you was arrested on a Friday night.
February.
February, was it February, right?
February, yeah.
Arrested on a Friday night by a group of coppers calling at your house because you'd been posting videos that someone didn't like. And for people who see your videos, I don't understand. I mean, I understand what people may not like, but at no time ever have you ever got close to a line that you could call illegal, but absolutely disgraceful. You was arrested. So hopefully we'll have the final result of that in the new year, and that'll be the end of that. And then we just need to heavily criticize the police.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the thing. The fact was, the only contentious video of the four they tried to get me on was one where I was actually not even attacking immigrants. I was attacking the government on their stance over immigrants. And it's just that it's obviously political. But anyway, it's all hopefully in the past soon, as you say, and we can move on. Anyway, what a busy day we had yesterday. So much going on, Nick. Perhaps you should tell the good people in YouTube land what we're going to be talking about today.
Well, I'm sure everybody knows, and it's this. It looks like Keir Starmer's ministers on the front bench have had enough of him. They're looking at him and they're all saying to themselves, I can do that job. I can do it just as poorly as him. I can do that job. And I want the status of saying I was prime minister. So they're all sharpening the knives. They're all jockeying now for position. They're all trying to get into groups about, I'm going to run for PM. You can be the foreign minister. You can be the chancellor as long as you bring these people over. So it's real House of Cards, political Game of Thrones sort of thing going on. Starmer, we believe, has said he's going nowhere, and he's given the ultimate threat. The ultimate threat is, if you go for me, I'm going to bring us all down. I'm going to call an early general election and we'll all be out of a job because I'll spite you if you try to bring me down. Is that about right?
I think that's spot on, Nick. The thing is, there's so many people in the Labour Party who absolutely despise Starmer. And I don't just mean because he's useless and incompetent, but even before he became Prime Minister, they despised him, especially on the hard left. You've got you know, the acolytes of the Red Queen, if you like. They hate him. I mean, it's no secret in Parliament that Rayner and Starmer absolutely loathe each other. But it's not just her. You have others. Now, for those who aren't aware, what happened was, where are we? It's Thursday, Tuesday evening, late Tuesday evening. Morgan McSweeney came out and started briefing against Wes Streeting because there was the perception that Wes Streeting wanted to start the coup. He wanted to take over. He wanted to oust Starmer. Then Wes Streeting basically came out and started, how can we put this? The non-denial denial. I have no ambitions in that direction kind of stuff. And we've all seen,
At this time in my life, I've got other things to concentrate on. But
indeed,
if my country ever felt the need to call upon me, who am I to refuse my country?
exactly. It's all yes minister, yes prime minister stuff, isn't it? It's very good. It's very entertaining. So he's doing his whole series of non-denial denials. There's a lot of people now, and not just backbenchers, of course, Nick. There's a lot of people in more prominent roles, junior ministers, senior ministers, cabinet members, who are edging towards the let's get rid of Starmer, but they're not overly keen on Wes Streeting. But they're all calling for Morgan McSweeney to be given his marching orders because they're saying he's creating this toxic atmosphere. And in fact, they're saying this whole melange of ousting of either Wes Streeting or Starmer has actually been caused by Morgan McSweeney, who should have just kept his big mouth shut. But I think he just wanted to, put the stick about, batter people around just to remind them who's in charge. We all know it's Lord Harmer. But that's where we're at. So you've got cabinet members sort of leaning towards let's get rid and ditch Starmer because he's incompetent generally, but they're saying, and they're saying it quite openly now, that he doesn't understand politics. He doesn't understand people. He's a terrible communicator. He's got no empathy. Well, tell me something I don't know. Because there's 70 million people in this country all going, yep, bang on. And so I think the ousting is definitely there. I don't think it will happen soon. I think the general consensus will be get to May, have these terrible election results that we're all expecting, and then at that point he goes. And when he goes, Morgan McSweeney's gone and Rachel Reeves has gone. Although, God help us, who are you replacing them with?
Yeah. I'm not sure it'll get to me only because of this point. Once you can smell blood in the water, it's very hard not to react to that scent of blood. There'll be people on the front bench going, Starmer's damaged at the moment. I may be one of the front runners. If I don't make my move now, that opportunity may never rise its ugly head again. Just like Andy Burnham saying to himself now, I should have made my move a year or two ago because the boat sailed for me now. So I think people would rather be prime minister for 6 months and lose the election than take a chance of going into a general election and then never being prime minister. They want that accolade. They want that status that I used to be a prime minister. So I'm not sure these people can wait till May.
Well, you've got a good point, I think. I quite agree. And just as an aside about Andy Burnham, if I may, I think you're right. I think he's blown it. He's done. I don't think he can ever even stand now. I don't think that the party, the Parliamentary Labour Party, would allow Burnham to even stand as a contender for. Excuse me. There's a fly. What the bloody hell is a fly in here? Middle of winter. What the God? What are they doing? But I don't think they'd let him stand. I think he's shot his bolt. I think he's done. It's going to have to come from within the upper echelon of the Labour Party. Wes Streeting. Now he wrote something back in 2020, and he listed out all his desires for things that he would want when he became prime minister. Arrogant when. But when you actually look down that list of things he wants, it's disastrous. It's worse than we've got now. Every single thing, bar one, I think there's only one thing on there that I went, yeah, that might work. Everything else was a disaster. He can't possibly become prime minister. And there's also the fact that there's a lot of people just don't see him as prime ministerial. He looks like Billy Bunter, doesn't he? The fat owl of the remove. He's just this overblown schoolboy, overblown, overweight schoolboy who really hasn't got a clue what he's doing either. And you're thinking, who else? Healy? Possibly Healy. I mean, obviously not. We don't want Rayner, but other than that, the most frightening thing of all is Ed Miliband. Miliband, Return of the King. Do you remember his big headstone? Edstone, they called it, where he. Yeah, where'd that go? He'll probably be digging that back up again and putting it in number 10, Well, God, not Ed Miliband. But there's just no one with talent. That's the trouble.
There isn't any talent, but let's go through the main contenders. So let's start with Ed Miliband. Ed Miliband is damaged, as in he's already been leader once and failed. So why would you want the man who failed last time to be leader again? But he's very popular on the left, the far left, love him
Yes, he is.
because of
They
the
love him.
eco stuff, because he sends those signals. So he'd be popular there. Let's look at Lammy. Lammy, we all
Can we not?
we all know Lammy's a joke, but he ticks some big boxes. He's black. He'd be the darkest prime minister we've ever had. That would mean something to Labour. What was he doing the other day in Parliament with his jaw? Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. It's like he's chewing the cud.
I don't know what he was doing. He looked quite scary at times.
Yeah, very aggressive looking, but it was. Mind you, aggression is the go-to for Labour when they're on the run. If ever you get a Labour, because they can't answer questions and they all get aggressive. And just look at Jess Phillips; she gets that face like a well-scalped ass, doesn't she? Honestly, she like that because she can't answer the questions, so she gets aggressive. It's not an attractive look, Jess. Don't do it, love.
No, it's not. So it won't be. So it can't. Well, there's Lammy. He's only.
No, even the Labour Party won't have Labby.
But that's his only selling point. He'd be the darkest prime minister ever, and they would get some. They'd get some brownie points themselves out of that. But
Was that a pun?
that, yes, some brownie points. Then let's look at. I think the number one contender. It may be a little bit early for her, but I would still put her down as my number one, and that's Angela Rayner. I still think she'd be the number one contender. Still a little bit damaged over the tax fiasco. So if this could just go on a bit, another 3-4 months, she'd definitely be the number one contender.
Sorry, Nick, I'm going to say that's why I'm thinking May.
Yeah.
That's long enough. That's long enough for her to be out in the cold to come back. So that's why I'm thinking it's going to be May.
Yeah, I think she'd want it to be longer because she ticks lots of boxes. Female, working class. She's got a working class accent. The far left love her. The unions supposedly love her. Not so much now because they've had a right go at her, but she ticks all those boxes. But then we've got some. So Rachel Reeves, not a contender.
No chance. Not
She's tied to the
chance.
hip with
Yeah,
Starmer.
yeah.
They're a double act. So one goes.
Yeah, she's
both
toxic.
Go. Yeah, exactly. So not her. An outsider could be someone like Lucy Powell. Lucy Powell.
She would love it, but I think she's toxic too, Nick. I think the dog whistle. When you're regarding the awful things done to children and calling it dog whistle politics, no, she's no chance at all.
She's done with the public, but I don't think that affects her chances in the Labour Party whatsoever. That I think it affects the public, not the party. She's female. She says a lot of the right things for her party, the far left. She's got Andy Burnham on side. She supported Angela Rayner. She's an outsider, but I could possibly see her possibly going for it. And then I start struggling.
Phillipson,
But
she's Northern, working class, not Northern like you, Northern, but far Northern, A up. Not A up, what are going on? YI. She's YI, isn't she? Not A up. She's got that going for her, being from the north. She's got some dodgy background, but I think the Labour Party will smear over that. She's got an outside chance. I wouldn't put her down as top three, but you know, sometimes you get your 100 to 1 outsiders winning, don't you? And it could be that so many people don't want other people to win that they vote for her out of spite. So she could actually end up, getting it.
is there anybody you can think of straight away who fits this criteria? Acceptable to the far left and acceptable to the moderates. so-called moderates in Labour, but who's the candidate that could position themselves as that, and then sell themselves to the far left by going, you don't want any of the moderates, and then selling themselves to the moderates, going, I'm not one of the far left. Is there a character like that?
Healy fits the bill. John Healy, Defence Secretary. He could sit in there. He's not terribly far left. He's leftish. He's left enough. Let's put it that way. He's left enough. He's not terribly far left, but he's seen as someone that can do business. You could do business with, kind of thing. To famously quote Margaret Thatcher about Gorbachev, it's a man you can do business with. There's him. There's there's not many because a lot of them are faceless anyway. And that's the trouble. They're faceless. Um, you've got maybe two or three. The trouble is, those that might stand that could in any way be acceptable to one group, I think would be completely unacceptable to the party. The party's so riven. This is the problem. It's so riven on so many issues. Um, the sensible heads say we've got to cut spending, but the backbenchers are going, you daren't cut spending or we're done. And so you've got that. You've got divides on every single policy. I mean, literally, I tell you one thing, Nick. Can you name one policy where the Labour Party are united? Put it that way. No, not one. Everywhere, every single policy they're divided, and it does not make for good governance.
Let me ask you this: Do you think Keir Starmer is? Do you think Keir Starmer's got the balls to bring the whole show down if they try to get rid of him? Is he the type of politician leader who will say, right, you don't want me, I'm going to call the general election? It's okay threatening it, and we can threaten all we want. And it's quite a sensible thing to threaten. But do you think he'd ever do it?
Oh, I don't think he's got the balls to do it, but I don't think what he would do would require, the cojones. I think he'd do it out of spite, out of childishness, out of a sense of, well, I'm going to get you back, like that. He does strike me as being well, a bit of a narcissist. And if I can't have it, you can't have it. It's my ball and I'm going home, kind of thing. He's definitely a narcissist. This is a man who's been brought up in a little bubble of, yes, you're brilliant, Keir. No, Keir, you can do that, Keir. You can do anything, Keir. You're wonderful, Keir. And then all of a sudden he finds out that people don't like him, and he's a gog. He really is. It's actually apparently from people saying, sources saying, he was actually astonished that he was not universally loved. Are you kidding me? I know. No, all right, I'm going to say this. On my channel, 90% of the people who watch my channel like me. There's 10% who watch me because they hate me. We all get them, and you see them in the comments, don't you? Oh, you're just on the shit again, or whatever, like, well, that's fine, don't care. Watch. Yeah. Hate watch me. Hate watch me. Just watch me, ka-ching. But of course you're not universally loved. If you're universally loved, only one person in Britain is universally loved. That's David Attenborough, really, isn't it? He's the nearest thing we've got to a messiah at the moment. Although he's starting to annoy people with his green stuff, but
He's been annoying me for at least a decade, so I don't love him.
no. But yeah, know what I mean. Though there's very few people that are universally loved, um, and Starmer is astonished that he's not. Oh my God! But his little bubble has been punctured, and it's a joy to see. And so I think, yeah, he would go. I think he would go to the people, go to the election, because I don't think he actually likes anyone that he's in government with.
Does he have full control of being able to call the general election?
Yeah. It's the absolute sheer right of a prime minister. The prime minister is the one who goes to the king, and all he has to do is next Tuesday night, I think it is, when he goes to see the king on a Tuesday, is he sits there, he takes the knee, kisses the ring, and asks the king to dissolve parliament, and that's all it takes. Literally, all it takes. He can do it on a whim.
Yeah. So yeah. So it's really about, does he have the bottle to do it? So let's say he doesn't do that. Let's say the sensible heads on the front bench are saying to themselves, right, we've damaged him now. He's ready to go. we're going to give him an easy way out, which will be the May elections, take us to the May elections, and then come out with a good excuse, such as I've taken the party in the country as far as I can go. It needs fresh leadership. The people have sent a message. I'm taking that on board. I'm a patriot. So therefore, I'm going to step, all that bollocks just to give yourself a way out.
Yeah, and giving the promise of a lordship at the back end of it. We give you
Exactly.
18 months and you'll be bumped upstairs.
Yeah, exactly. So if he does that, and we have, and then the fight starts then for who's going to take over in June. June is 7, 8 months away. Who do you think then may be in a better position? We've already mentioned Angela Rayner. She'll be in from the cold by then. And all these people will have 6, 7 months of pure planning, of pure politics, getting their groups together, buying people, buying them peerages, buying them places on the front bench, buying them this. I'll get this for your area. So all this there'll be some horse trading going on for 6, 7, 8 months. Who may come out of that best?
Nick, I'm going to suggest that there won't be an election. There'll be a coronation. I think if Rayner stands, everyone else will melt away, and they'll just impose Rayner. Because I don't think, and I think everyone's aware that if she stands, she's going to win it. And I don't think anyone would want to be seen as going against her, because they're all going to go, well, we all know Angela's going to win it, so why don't I just back Angela? You know, take the knee, take the knee, and then hope to God she remembers that and gives you a role, a committee here, a junior ministership there, and things like that. I think if she stands, there won't be a contest. The others will just go, actually, no, we won't do this. I can't say. Do you really think that Lucy Powell, for example, would stand up against Rayner with any thought of winning? No,
No,
not a
no.
chance.
They're, they're,
Not a chance.
they're basically the same politician, except one's a lot more popular than the other. So you'd be saying to Angela, I'm for you. I'm going to campaign for you. I'm for you. Please remember me when you're looking for a new home secretary. That's what she'll be saying to her.
That's what it is. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. What is Angela Rayner? She is a rather dumb woman. She's not very clever, not educated. She's a crook. She's a tax avoider. She has failed in every office she's ever had, and yet, she's popular. She's got the common touch. I don't like her, don't get me wrong, but I can see from a woman with her background to have risen to where she is, that's taken balls, and I'll give her that. She's got balls.
Yeah, it has, but she also ticks lots of boxes. Labour's never had a female prime minister. She could
Never
be
had a
the
female
first.
leader, has it?
Only temporary leaders. Yeah, never voted in a female leader. The working class. Her accent may sound awful, but it's gold dust for her. And so all those things, and that's why she's got where she's got, because she's been the beneficiary of our drive for identity politics, and she's ticked that many boxes that she's managed to get to the heights of deputy prime minister.
I will point out one thing, Nick. Labour have never done well under a redhead. One only has to look at Kinnock.
Oh, Kinnock, yeah. Yeah, but I sort of agree. I think she would be the number one contender.
Oh, she's a force of nature. I don't like her. I disagree with her on every policy, but she's a force of nature, and I don't think anyone in the party can stop her. She is, in all respects, the next leader of the Labour Party. She used to say that about Al Gore. Al Gore, and he jokes about it. He says, "Oh, for a long time, I was the next president of the United States." But she is the next leader of the Labour Party. Yeah.
If someone was going to mount a challenge against her, let's say all the far left drop out, they're all behind her.
Oh, but there's only one. It can only be Wes Streeting.
He would be the only one, right?
He's the only one. Yeah. No one else would do it. I think he would because he's so ambitious. Um, but it may, and I have the impression that he would stand against her knowing he's going to lose, but that the deal's already been done. And so they can say, oh, well, there was an election between these two and we chose this one. but I don't think he's going to stand against her in any meaningful way because I think she goes in, she becomes PM, he's your next chancellor.
That's exactly what I was going to say. He has a conversation with her. I'm standing against you, but we all
For
know,
the optics,
well,
yeah.
not even that. We all know you're going to win. And if you treat me right, once you're prime minister, I won't damage you in this election now. I won't drag up all the crap. I won't attack you on these things, but you treat me right after it. And it looks like a fair election then as well, doesn't it?
That's the only thing I can see that wouldn't be a coronation. I think a coronation would actually be damaging for her credibility.
Yeah.
But there we go.
Oh, Foxy, it's interesting times, isn't it? It's going to be fantastic.
Oh, isn't it?
It's going to be great to see Starmer gone, but I've been telling people for months.
Popcorn politics, mate.
Yeah, I've been telling people for months what comes after Starmer will be worse.
Oh God, yes,
It will be
yes.
worse, but we've got to have the worst before we can start rebuilding and getting better. We've got to get something worse because we've not hit rock bottom yet.
No, but it's coming, and then it'll be a bounce once that happens. But I think end of this month, we're going to see an absolute crash. Between now and Christmas, everything is going to go pear-shaped. And then, of course, they're all going to do the run up to the next, local elections. And for me, the big one, I think, will be the assemblies, Scotland and Wales, because I think, particularly the Welsh one, Labour has run Wales for so many years. I think Labour are out, and if Labour are out in Wales, that will be disastrous for them, and that's when it's all going to happen.
I tend to agree. I tend to agree. Foxy, thank you as always for coming on, sharing your knowledge and your prediction. So let's end on the prediction. When's Starmer going to fall?
I still think it's May. I still think they'll hang him out to dry after the election. I think they need him to take the fall.
Second prediction, who replaces him?
I'll eat my hat if it isn't Angela Rayner.
Right, we have this on tape now, and we can refer back to this and have clippets of this, and we'll see if
I refer the honourable gentleman to what he said back in November.
and we'll see if you're the new Nostradamus.
Yeah, the Oracle at Delphi, mate.
Yeah. Catch up with you again soon.
Thanks a lot, mate. Take care. Bye.